Hello and welcome to another update video about BTC. So the Bitcoin chart broke obviously yesterday. The micro support area, we talked about that already in the video yesterday. But you know, before it broke, when we were still hovering sideways up there, I already mentioned in the video, I think that was the first video yesterday, that a break below that 109k level, it's really not too meaningful. I mean, it's going to be a change in dynamics. I think we've seen that, okay? But it doesn't mean we're heading into a bear market or anything. So it would most likely just lead to a short-term setback. However, any break below a micro support area will mean we take a step back. I'm going to look for lower until the market gives me a reason to look up again, okay? At least in the short term. Overall, the trend is still up, but in the very short term, the trend, the break of support meant that the bears are taking the lead, at least in the very short term. I mean, overall, not much happened, right? We dipped from around about 111k to 107. For Bitcoin, that's basically nothing. That was around 4.5%. Within a couple of days. So we are now in a situation where we are still holding above previous swing lows. So situation, I'll make it a little larger, situation pretty much unchanged, okay, from the last video. We saw a pullback, but the pullback so far looks like it's in three waves, looks messy, overlapping. The price was meant to make another low. We talked about that in yesterday's video. We've hit this Fibonacci support area, which is between 104,180 and 108,100. And the idea is that there are two, let's say, directly bullish scenarios I'm still tracking. And the first one, we're tracking wave 1, and then we had an A wave down, an overshooting B wave, a C wave down. We could go higher, okay? But this technically, this scenario could go even lower. And then there's the other one in orange. I think we only talked about that in the membership, not yet on YouTube. In this scenario, we had the wave 1, yep, and the wave 2 bottomed here on the 19th of May. It's a flat correction. And now we are moving up in a third wave more directly as an A, B, C structure. Now the orange count will be plausible, the direct move up, as long as we're holding above 104,180. Any break below 104,180 is already an indication that a larger correction is unfolding. It could be the yellow count then, could be, or white. And the white scenario is the one that I think a lot of you have been waiting for, and that is our larger B wave pullback scenario. That's still valid. I like it still. But I don't know, I've been so clear in my communication, and people have been telling me over the last few days that I said there will be a correction. I never said that, okay? I never said there will be a correction. Because, you know, there was never a break of support that would have really confirmed this B wave started, okay? Should is different than will, okay? And in addition to that, it's only potential, this pullback. Even at the moment, it's only a potential. We haven't got enough data to suggest this B wave has really started, okay? But it's still a scenario on the chart, okay? But I show you usually more than just one scenario, right? So overall, over the last few days, we also had long trade signals and setups and everything on the shorter time frames. Now, this larger B wave pullback, I think, would be something for people who are interested in the larger swings, yeah? Whereas all these micro setups we had over the last few days, which played out nicely, like for example, for Solana, yeah, there was a micro setup. Even for Bitcoin, there was a small 1-2 setup. But these are so small. These are on the smallest time frames for intraday traders. That's not for everybody, yeah? But the larger swings here, if we get a pullback into this area, around 91k, 87k, maybe even 81k, even though that's quite deep. Well, I think that is definitely a serious opportunity if the pullback is clearly corrective. But yeah, I mean, we need a few support levels broken before we can focus on that scenario. Like in the first instance, 104,180. And then I think a very important level would be this one, the previous swing low here at $100,750. But overall, in the short term, I think over the weekend, we might just grind sideways a bit. Again, this could be a B wave pullback or a wave 2. Supports are holding, and it would take a break above the green line at 111,250 to suggest the bulls are taking the lead again. So yeah, just a quick update. Not too much happened since the last video. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.